Hello and welcome to the Pleasure Academy. Today we're diving into a subtle psychological truth, how a woman's hidden vulnerability during a hug can instantly shift attraction, connection, and emotional perception. 1. Why physical touch is more than physical. Human touch is not just skin contact, it's communication. A hug transmits safety, intention, emotional availability, and subconscious signals in seconds. Neuroscience shows that physical closeness activates oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which increases trust and emotional openness. For women especially, a hug is not merely an action but an experience that blends emotional context, memory, and perception. The way a hug is given, its timing, pressure, duration, and emotional presence, can either strengthen attraction or quietly dissolve it. This is why a hug can feel comforting one moment and unsettling the next, even if nothing visibly changes. 2. The hidden vulnerability women experience during a hug. During a hug, a woman enters a brief state of emotional exposure. Her body relaxes, her guard lowers, and her subconscious evaluates safety. This vulnerability isn't weakness, it's sensitivity. In this moment, she is unconsciously asking, am I safe? Am I respected? Is this person emotionally present? Because this evaluation happens instantly, a single uncomfortable cue, too tight, too loose, too long, or emotionally disconnected, can change how she feels about the person entirely. Attraction is deeply linked to emotional safety, and vulnerability magnifies that connection. 3. Why attraction can shift in seconds. Attraction isn't fixed. It's fluid. During a hug, the brain processes hundreds of microsignals simultaneously. Tone of breath, body stiffness, hesitation, confidence, and intention all matter. If these signals align positively, attraction deepens. If they clash, attraction can fade instantly. This is because the brain prioritizes emotional survival over desire. When vulnerability is met with reassurance, attraction grows. When it's met with discomfort or misalignment, the brain pulls back, sometimes permanently. This explains why someone can feel different after a single hug, even without understanding why. 4. Emotional presence versus physical presence. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming physical closeness equals emotional connection. A hug without emotional presence can feel empty or intrusive. Women are particularly attuned to emotional availability, whether the person is mentally present or distracted. If the hug feels rushed, performative, or self-serving, it creates emotional distance. But when emotional presence is genuine, calm breathing, relaxed posture, and sincere intention, the hug becomes grounding. Emotional presence signals maturity, empathy, and safety, which are core drivers of long-term attraction. 5. The role of trust in physical intimacy. Trust is the invisible foundation of every meaningful hug. Even in brief or casual interactions, trust determines comfort. A woman's vulnerability during a hug heightens her sensitivity to trust cues. Sudden movements, excessive pressure, or ignoring personal boundaries can break trust instantly. On the other hand, a respectful hug that adapts to her comfort level strengthens trust. This trust isn't just about physical safety, it's emotional reliability. When trust is reinforced in small moments, attraction grows naturally and sustainably. 6. How past experiences influence the present moment. Every hug carries emotional history. Past experiences, positive or negative, shape how vulnerability is processed. A woman may unconsciously associate a hug with comfort, loss, or even fear, depending on her experiences. This doesn't mean attraction is fragile. It means it's contextual. Sensitivity and awareness matter. When someone intuitively respects emotional space, they allow the present moment to be defined on its own terms. This creates a sense of emotional intelligence, which is deeply attractive and reassuring. 7. Vulnerability is strength, not weakness. Society often frames vulnerability as weakness, but psychologically, vulnerability requires courage. When a woman allows herself to be emotionally open during a hug, she's demonstrating trust and authenticity. How that vulnerability is received determines whether attraction strengthens or collapses. When vulnerability is honored, it creates emotional depth. When it's mishandled, it creates withdrawal. Understanding this transforms how we view intimacy, not as control or performance, but as shared emotional responsibility. 8. The importance of emotional awareness. Emotional awareness is the ability to sense and respond appropriately to another person's emotional state. During a hug, emotional awareness means noticing subtle cues, body tension, breath rhythm, and response timing. A lack of awareness can unintentionally create discomfort, but awareness fosters connection. When someone adjusts naturally without overthinking, it communicates empathy. This emotional intelligence is often felt before it's understood, and it plays a major role in how attraction evolves beyond surface-level chemistry. 9. Consent goes beyond words. Consent isn't just verbal, it's physical and emotional. A woman's body communicates comfort or discomfort instantly. Leaning in, relaxing, or reciprocating signals openness. Pulling back, stiffening, or hesitation signals boundaries. Respecting these signals builds trust. Ignoring them breaks attraction. True consent is ongoing and responsive. When someone honors unspoken boundaries during a hug, it sends a powerful message. You are seen, respected, and safe. That message deepens emotional attraction more than any words could. 10. Confidence versus control. Confidence in a hug feels steady and grounded. Control feels forceful or invasive. The difference is subtle but crucial. Confidence allows space. Control takes it. Women often interpret control as emotional insecurity or dominance, which can instantly shift attraction. True confidence is calm, responsive, and respectful. It doesn't need to prove anything. When vulnerability meets confident respect, attraction stabilizes and grows. When vulnerability meets control, attraction often collapses. 11. Why timing matters. A hug given at the wrong moment, even with good intentions, can feel overwhelming. Timing reflects emotional awareness. Is the moment emotionally appropriate? Is she receptive? Vulnerability heightens sensitivity to timing. A well-timed hug feels supportive. A poorly timed one feels intrusive. Understanding timing shows emotional maturity. It demonstrates that connection isn't rushed, it's responsive. This patience often increases attraction because it communicates emotional security. 12. How subconscious judgment happens instantly. The subconscious mind forms impressions in milliseconds. During a hug, it evaluates safety, alignment, and emotional consistency. This isn't conscious judgment, it's instinctive processing. A mismatch between words and physical behavior creates confusion, which reduces attraction. Consistency builds trust. When physical behavior aligns with emotional intention, the subconscious relaxes. That relaxation is often experienced as attraction, comfort, and desire to connect further. 13. Transforming how we approach intimacy. Understanding vulnerability changes how intimacy is approached. Instead of focusing on technique, the focus shifts to presence, empathy, and respect. This perspective removes pressure and performance. It allows connection to unfold naturally. When vulnerability is treated as shared space rather than opportunity, attraction becomes deeper and more stable. This mindset fosters healthier relationships and more meaningful emotional bonds. 14. Emotional safety is the core of attraction. At its core, attraction thrives on emotional safety. A hug is one of the fastest ways to either establish or disrupt that safety. When vulnerability is met with calm presence, attraction intensifies. When it's mishandled, attraction fades. Emotional safety isn't dramatic. It's subtle, consistent, and deeply felt. Those who understand this create connections that last beyond momentary chemistry. A hug may seem simple, but psychologically it's powerful. Within seconds, vulnerability, trust and attraction interact. Understanding this hidden dynamic allows us to approach intimacy with awareness rather than assumption, creating deeper, healthier, and more authentic connections. Thank you for watching the Pleasure Academy. If you found this insightful, like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, stay aware, stay respectful, and stay emotionally intelligent.